Hey everybody, Paul Component Engineering. It's the second day of summer. It's going to be over 100. It's hot here. It's going to be really hot for the next week. We're going to do a little bit of a tour of my personal tool making facility and prototype shop where all the manual machines are. No computers are allowed in here. So turn your iPhone off. So come on in. Here we've got some machine tool accessories, fasteners. We've got a noisy phase converter. For some reason this separate building does not have three phase. We've got our after work refreshments. And come on in here and this is a Kearney and Trecker milling machine, and I'm a huge fan of Kearney and Treckers. And anybody who knows me and knows machine tools knows that I love Kearney and Treckers. I have several. In fact, I have one I need to go pick up in the Bay Area that's paid for. Just got to make time to do that. This is a really heavy-duty model. Currently, it was a tested machine for stems. We tested a lot of stems on this, found out a lot of really nice stuff. We'll come over here. Besides Kearney and Treckers, I love Kennedy toolboxes. Kennedy, sweet. And now, this is mostly all American machines. This mill right here is not. This is a Sharp. I bought this a long time ago, spent every penny I had. This was back when we did all our manual machining. All the machining on all the parts was done with a manual machine. And it's a fantastic Bridgeport style heavy duty mill. And never regretted that purchase. That was a long time ago. And then we come over here and we've got our Hardinge HLVH. This is the Cadillac of small lathes right here. Super high precision, very well made, made in New York. These are really sought after, and this one has a little bit of wear issue, but I use it all up near the spindle, and we got that all taken care of for now. Until I can come up with the money to get it rebuilt, which I'm dying to do. And then over here, we've got the Monarch 10EE. Now this is not just 10EE, this is a 10EE long bed, extra length turning. Pneumatic collet closer, 3-jaw chuck. If you know anything about lathes, 10EE is the top of the heap. This one's been converted to a frequency control. I got my shaper. This is one of a couple shapers I have. Shapers are an arcane machine. This used to be the milling machine for most shops. And this one came out of a high school in Yuba City. And it's barely used, although it is a little tarnished. And the first machine tool I ever learned how to use was a shaper, and one day I wondered if there were any around, and guess what? With eBay, if you wonder something's around, you're going to find it. So, got that. And over here is another Kearney and Trecker. This is a 2D machine. This machine is very special. This is the height of milling machines before computers took over. We're going to come back to this machine. It can do some amazing work. Here's another Kearney and Trecker. This is set up with a double vise and a horizontal, so I can put two pieces in here. Got adjustable stops. I can square up work. I can hog stuff out. Been doing some steel on here. These machines make so many chips that I generally do not keep them immaculate. I sweep the floor and I wipe them down a little bit, but it's just too much of a battle to try to keep them super pretty all the time if you're going to be using them all the time. And over here, this is what's called a swivel head. So this head swivels, so I can do a bunch of different angles on this machine. Again, cutting a lot of steel. The thing about this machine and these other Kearney and Treckers, if you've ever used one, you will know. That Bridgeport style milling machine is fantastic, super versatile. You can do all kinds of stuff, but you can't take very big cuts. What you think is a big cut, you can triple or quadruple on one of these machines. Okay, I just want to talk a little bit about what I do in here, and some of the other employees help out in here a little bit, but this is just an example of a tool that I've built, and I build a lot of tools just like this for pressing one thing into another thing. Here we have a new lever project, which we'll tell you about in the next couple months. And on this lever, what we call the perch, we have to press in a little tiny bushing. And so that gets in there, and then it's put in an arbor press and pushed down and pressed into there. But that's an example of the kind of thing that happens out here. And I'm a fan of manual machines. That's what I learned on, and it's just a challenge for me, and it's something fun to do. And this also helps with productivity. So this is what's called a Kearney and Trecker 2D mill, and this is a rotary head mill. Now these, I believe Kearney and Trecker is the only actual dedicated machine tool company that made one. There are attachments for Bridgeport machines and other machines, but this is really special. I don't know if you can see up here, but there's a graduated protractor up here, and this entire head will rotate around. Spindles on, and I pull this lever, and that head rotates around so you can make circles, or you can make ellipses, or you can make half circles. And to adjust the radius, the cutting head is actually on a slide. So go way out there, you put a big circle, come in close, smaller circle. Really, really fun machine to learn how to operate. And then there's other attachments on here, the right angle, and there's what's called a chairing attachment. And I don't have them all. I haven't been able to find them all, but I have most of them. And then this is a hand wheel. And of course I can make the cutter go up and down, and then the whole knee goes up and down, and yada yada yada. So we'll pull in for a tighter look at that. Spindle on, put the power feed on. That was just to show you just the basic one thing the machine can do. You see back here, I've done some playing around. You let that go, you can make a whole circle. Bring it in tighter. And also cut angles. Now we're going to make a much smaller radius. So there's just all kinds of possibilities once you get to know this machine. It's pretty exciting for a machine dork like myself. Like I mentioned, big fan of shapers. This is a 16-inch shaper, so I can cut a piece that's 16 inches long, 16 inches wide. This is what's called a median. Out back, I haven't got hooked up yet, but I have a 32-inch, which is twice as big. And I'm real excited to get that thing going. And you say, okay, what's the big deal about this machine? And we'll do a close-up, but what you can do is you can make a surface that's really smooth, almost like it's ground, and it's extremely flat. When you're using a milling machine with a cutter, you get the swirls, and you move it over, and it's never that flat, no matter how good your machine is. This is perfectly flat, and I'll show you the motion with that, why that happens. This also has a digital readout, which is pretty cool, probably the only one in the world. Speed controls, clutch. This machine also has what's called a power down feed, so this whole head can power down as it's cutting, so you can cut an angle, you cut the side of something. And then let's power it up. I'm going to run it really slow. We're taking about an 80,000ths cut. This thing will take a 1/2 inch cut, and it will go really, really fast. You can actually remove tons of metal with a shaker. Fire that up. And open the clutch, and there, see it peeled off a chip. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to turn a little lever over here, and each time the cutter goes back, the table's going to advance about 5 thousandths. That's what that click is. There we go. Boom. Boom. Now, like I said, really, really flat. And it can go a lot faster, but I just want everybody to get an idea what a shaper does, because most people will never see one in action.